name of this person.
I will be the last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. I won't have your name to call. 'Cause I will be the last to fall.
Hotter than the devil's drawers.
Ain't it though?
It has been today, and it's going to be tomorrow. But we do have a weekend cool down, at least somewhat gradually coming. And we have interesting news tonight, which we'll see at the bottom of the screen. There it is. Lloyd declares his undying love for Reagan and wants to wed soon. I'm just saying, bro, we've all seen the pics. Don't deny it.
Let me get like she's sitting over there in the corner watching him.
Yeah, I know. He made the comment before we went on the air earlier that she won't take her eyes off of him.
She won't. She just loves him so much.
And I mean, and then you've got, this whole thing. That's him for his friends to dinner. And here's Lloyd and Reagan. Yeah. He's just downright pissed off at somebody.
I mean, the mouth is perfect on that one.
Yep. Okay. And then we've got him and Taniki Tutu.
Oh my God, that's the best ever right there.
Yeah, and then of course here he is trying to head for the bathroom because he got the bubble gut.
Yeah, that was last night before.
Yeah. And then of course here he is inviting all of his friends to dinner.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can run.
Yay.
But you can't lie to us anymore. We've got proof.
We got you.
We've got proof. Stace has undeniable proof right there. You just saw it. There it is. Case closed. Do not collect $200. Go straight to jail. You're it.
And don't put it in your change purse.
I don't care how big the change purse is. Don't put it in there. So
put it in there.
I have been asked several times this week about updates concerning the Amber Spradlin investigation. Um, there's nothing new there that I'm aware of that I've heard of. Even if there were, they're probably not going to make that public until they can or they see fit. But I've not heard anything except speculation and rumors,
Yeah.
and we're not getting into none of that. That's like I said, and I told this individual that actually individuals, we may not have the best justice system in the universe, but it's probably the best one on this earth. And a great big part of that is all defendants are to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And remember, the burden of proof rests upon the prosecution's shoulders. So I think the preliminary, or the pretrial, whatever, is on the 19th of October. And if there's anything that comes up before then, listen to Q95 News. And of course, we'll have that all over there. We'll have it on the website, just like we do the other cases. I can tell you, and I found that this was rather interesting, and I pulled it from the files that you're going to hear about tomorrow morning if you'll listen. This happened apparently last Thursday. Well, let me click it again. There we go. A couple of people were arrested after a home invasion in Pikeville last week. Police arrested 25-year-old Colby Moore from Bluefield, West Virginia, and 26-year-old Pikeville native Evan Chapman. Now, apparently these two had broke into a house, and I don't know exactly how many people were in there, but they had under armed threat said, empty your pockets and give up your valuables or else. And you know what the or else was. And the next day, it was like the next morning, I mean, cops were all over them like a boar hog on corn cobs. They got them, and they've since been released on their own recognizance, but you know what? That was something I thought was wow. But I'm really happy to say the other big piece of news I had to share was that the drag racing is going on this weekend. Arm Drop Nation.
Yep.
A lot of people are into that. Stacey, if anybody, I can think you were the first person I thought of.
I ain't working it this year. I'm home.
I know, but man, working it, hell, you ought to be in it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. My brother, of course, will be there.
Yeah, Grady's going to be there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot of fun, and it's something that the whole family can go to. And all
Yeah.
the proceeds go to the Kent Rose Foundation, and that foundation does a lot of good for a lot of people, I think. So, at least from what I've seen. But I think that's just going to be pretty awesome. And of course, here it is, football Friday night, and of course for Prestonsburg, it'll be Saturday. They're playing in the Pike County Bowl Saturday, I think. But that tells me that bonfires are right around the corner, fall weather, hoodies. And this weekend, it's going to be warm on Saturday. Going to get up to about 87. But that's still 10 degrees cooler than what it did today.
Shit was awful.
It was. And the other thing about today was the humidity was stifling. And we're probably looking at that tomorrow. And let's see, what is this, Wednesday? Probably looking at that tomorrow and Friday. But you're going to see rain Saturday, and you're going to see rain Sunday. Temperatures next week in the low 80s. And from there on out, that's what it looks like. I think that this is the last, what you could call hot spell of the year, of this year. So I think after this, things are going to get cool and cooler. And of course, as it does happen, fall will come. Then I'm not particularly fond of what follows it, but hey, you take the good with the bad. You take, whatever. Yeah. Some people love winter. Some people say that's their favorite time. I just think it's a little too drab myself.
It's time for, I see Sammy. Hey, Sammy girl. It's time for us to go to the lake, girl.
Yeah.
Out of this heat. We like the fall.
So we say hello tonight to some of our folks in the chat room. And we urge you to get on our Patreon and join that $3, $5, $10 tiers. Our Patreon folks knew that this was coming tonight because you got your things, I'm assuming, this morning. I send out emails, and we do send those out. Now, granted, the Chris Sloan On Air Facebook page has suffered this week because if you can't tell, My voice has dropped about a half octave. I guess making up for the fact that I've got something going on, or I've had something going on. I've not felt.
Damn it, Jim.
Who are you talking about? Short stack? I mean, short stack?
Not a bull man.
Yeah. You're talking about Shatner?
Yeah.
Okay. But we wanted to say hey to some of the people in the chat. Of course, there's Helen, Rachel, Cecil, Robin. A big hi to Robin.
Robin.
Tina.
Robin who?
Robin Burchett.
That rotten thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tina. Yeah. Let's see here. And let's see. I'm not sure if I said hey to Rachel. There's Jenny. Lori. What's up, girl? Peace up.
Hey.
A-Town down. I don't need to do now. Sound like a Little John. Yeah.
You can
Crystal.
do it.
I used to be able to. I can't now. Crystal, Tracy, Helen. I said hey to Helen. And speaking of short stack, there's Lloyd. Rita, Madonna, Jenny again. Kayla, I'm not sure what's going on, but know that I'm praying for you, honey. And whatever it is, I hope that you get. I hope that things get remarkably improved incredibly fast. Lisa Green. Hey, Lise. Not sure I've met you before. My name is Chris.
Welcome.
I know what you're thinking, Lise. Whose balls did I have to kind of rub to get my own show? Well, I can't tell you, but it rhymes with Noid. And let me tell you, he's got a nice pair of smooth criminals down under. And let's see, we've got Rita, okay, Charlie, Kashonda. Yeah, there's Kashonda. Always good to see you, Kashonda. Teresa Koch. We went to school with Teresa.
Yeah.
Ralph and Jenna Frazier. I love her. She's great. Vanita and Hattie. And if I miss anybody, I'm sorry, guys. Kelly K.
Kim.
Who? Kim. Do you see Kim?
Kim, yeah.
Or did I
It'll say Bradley down there first.
I love Kim.
She just slipped in there on us.
Okay. James and Rebecca Martin Howell. Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Welcome.
Jamie and Rebecca Martin. Great people. Love them dearly. Michelle Porter. My girl. Samantha Pack. Again, love her. She's awesome. Kim Hamilton. Kim, so good to see you. And Kelly K, I really think you should pursue a career in music. You've got the name for it. And let me tell you something. What I'm getting ready to say is going to cause a ruckus. But if Taylor Swift can do it, you can. I'm just not a Tay-Tay fan. But you're talking to a guy who loves Stained, Chris Cornell, Oasis, oh my God, Sammy Hagar. I love those guys. I do. Greta Stevens, Dotson, and the list goes on. So, we've said it a lot to everybody. Angie Chapman, hey, good to see you. Linda Lawson, so good to see that you're with us tonight, Linda. Okay, so with that being said, we've got something unique, and we're kind of going back to a little bit of origins tonight. Stace has been good enough to pick out a number of dolls, all of which at some point Lloyd has had explicit affairs with. And we are going to talk about their individual stories, minus the naughty stuff that Peanut has done to them. So with that being said, that's what we now call Lloyd. I'm sorry, guys. I saw Deadpool and Wolverine, and I ain't been right since. My kid took me to see that, and I freaking love that movie.
I haven't saw it yet. I can't wait.
You got to see the one where Wolverine jumps down from the bar, and he's like 4'11". And
wow.
And in the comic book, that's actually his size. He's like 5 foot something in the comic book. Now, of course, Hugh Jackman stands 6 foot 2 inches tall.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, I got to give a big shout out to this guy is like my brother. He just shot me a text. He is a police officer and one of the best ones I've ever laid eyes on. But more than he's one of the best friends I've ever had in my life. His name is Justin Shimshak. He works with Ashland. And brother, I love you. And I'm so glad that you're checking this out tonight. And he's just got a great family, beautiful family, and his professional family awesome people too, police officers, and I'm a big supporter of that. We all know this. I'm a big supporter of military. We all know this. I think without our military, we'd be flying under a flag of the rising sun or a Nazi flag right now. So to say that we have an incredible group of men and women serving, if you are serving, thank you. If you have served, thank you so much. I love you for it. And I cannot never thank you enough. So you've got my undying gratitude and respect for that. And the same thing goes for our cops and our police officers. And I don't know where Stacy went. She probably is trying to
switching cameras.
pull Lloyd off the doll, is what I'm guessing. Yeah.
Before we get started, is there anybody? Is there a certain one that anybody is curious about?
Yeah, if you've got a question, just pop it up there in the chat room.
You're curious about one of them or something like that, I can pull one down and let you know.
I can tell you that every one of them has their own unique story.
Yep.
And I have had dealings with some of them. I've actually handled, and I do mean that in the non-fondling way, Reagan. I've carried her into, what was that? The one in Jackson?
How many times have you seen this one fly at my head?
At least 3.
Nobody around.
Jenny.
No strings
Jenny.
attached. Nothing. She just a little late 60s, 70s baby that was in a store, in a shop. And how many times? I mean, and some of our
I've seen it happen 3 times.
Our people, that have been with us since the beginning, remember her coming out at me and stuff. So
that was actually one of the first ones I ever seen do anything on its own, and let me tell you, it blew my mind.
And of course,
I didn't run in the other. I didn't know what to do. I just kind of said, duh. Now, like Rachel just said, I like Reagan. Reagan is probably, to me, is one of the spookiest because of her eyes. And when I first saw her, the first thing I thought was, and I mean, that's why I called her Reagan, was because of The Exorcist. What was Linda Blair's character's name in The Exorcist?
Yeah, I think it was Reagan too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Reagan. That is, I would love to see Justin. I would, brother, anytime. But when I saw that doll for the first time, I was like, that is, And then the other one, and I can never get her name right. The burn
Elsa,
doll.
Cecilia Elsa, the blonde.
No.
I
love her.
Etna, or Agni, not Etna.
Agni.
There, yeah.
I keep wanting her to call. Oh, wow.
Crabney, yeah.
No, I just got a piece of news. It broke my heart, but it made me so happy at the same time. I can't share it until he tells me I can.
Gotcha.
But man, it's awesome. It's incredible. But at the same time, it brings back huge emotion.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's awesome. So all I can say is, Justin, awesome. I love it. I love it. So, if somebody in the chat room's got a question about any one of the dolls, like their origins, how Stace came across them, what Stace may believe,
just read them to me.
I don't care a bit to do that. What Stace may believe is actually going on, so to speak, with the doll, then I can't do that, but she can, and I can read her the question. So
when they gave me this one, she was one owner. He he did quilts and crochet pieces and things. He passed away, and he'd always told everybody that this little doll was spirited. Well, I suppose whoever took over his belongings and packed them up found out on their own that she was spirited. That's how we got her. And I have never had anything bad out of her except for like when we're talking on the air and stuff, and she would just come at me.
Mm-hmm.
Anything other than that, we see her.
That's one of the first things that caught my attention about her was the fact that she had her, the doll's clothing's crocheted, and my mom, rest her soul, used to love to crochet, and she crocheted me Panda Bear. She could crochet Minions. She crocheted everything.
Oh yeah, I remember you said she was doing that, and your dad was giving it to the little kids.
Yeah. Now Tina did have a question, and she asked if the clown was Bozo.
That's an original Bozo. Sure is. So he was turned in. They said they just got a bad feeling about him, and they really never gave me any more details than that. And a lot of times when people turn stuff in to me, they'll just say, "Hey, we're afraid of it," or "My daughter's afraid of it," or So that kind of thing happens a lot.
In the other direction, it don't matter.
Right. And then let's see. Now this one is quite controversial. I keep dropping his little dog.
Tobias, yeah.
This one is this is Tobias back here. This one's Lars, and we got him. He came over in a trunk. Now the trunk that these two dolls came over, however they got here, I don't know. A lot of times these older ones are mysteries. When they get handed off to me, something bad's been seen or heard or something. They think, and I also now own the trunk that he came over in.
Mm-hmm.
They think that he was brought over with a dead child. We have the trunk. There is staining on the bottom of the trunk that matches up with a child a little bigger than him. It is what it is. It was shut up and put away for 100, 200 years, however, and, there's nothing we can do about it now, of course. But we were lucky to get that bit of information. But when we got him, I don't know if you can notice or not, but he always appears to get bruises. And I even have a video of him bruising. And we haven't put anything on him at all. I did take warm water and a magic eraser to try to get, in case somebody thought it may be dirt or something like that. But these dolls are very porous, and they have very supple, almost like rubber skin, and realistic little fingers and hands. And we've seen his hands move, guys. I mean, this is not a joke. This is crazy stuff.
I watched one not happen. Yeah.
He bruises. His nose runs. And I'm going to put him up here. Maybe you guys can see some of the bruising. I keep him clean, and his nose still runs. He gets little bruises all around his little cheeks and face and underneath them there. But I'll show you his little body. It's that supple, just supple. Listen. If that tells you anything about how he is. He feels real. He feels real as can be, and I'm not even joking. Lloyd doesn't like to touch him at all. But this is Lars, so this is our little trunk baby boy. And he happens to be one of my favorites. And actually, there looks like there's a bruise forming right there as we're speaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just got the okay to release this. For those of you that don't know, you remember Drago.
Yes.
Justin was Drago's first handler.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, this is the first in the history of Ashland. He's coming.
Oh.
K9. Now, a K9 officer is a police officer, period. End of discussion.
Right.
We're done. But he's a beautiful boy. And I'm assuming he is probably going to take more narcotics off the street than a $20 hooker. So it's Justin is going to be his handler. So congratulations to the Ashland PD and the Boyd County, SO and anybody that's going to benefit from this, which is the citizens of Boyd County, Kentucky. And let me tell you, you couldn't ask for a better handler.
It's wonderful.
He's just great with them. Justin's great with them. So that was the secret. And at first, that we lost, and it's hard to talk about. The name of the officer that we lost to COVID. It was Ollie.
Yeah.
Drago had a son named Ollie. And that's what Justin named him Ollie. After memory of. And I thought to myself, man, I'm just telling you, it's
Justin, we're very happy for you.
And seriously, you could not meet a better guy. And he really is. He's a great cop, and he's a great guy. He's a great dad. He's just a. I'm honored and proud to call him a friend. I am. I really am. But when he just showed me that, I was like, "Oh God, is that Ollie? Oh my God, is that? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh!" But it is he's a different dog, but it's going to be a canine, and this is going to be awesome. And the first one in Ashland's history. I think that's just going to be fantastic. I think Floyd County has 2 or 3 right now, and I think every county should have those because let me tell you, I don't know if you guys have seen the Instagram video. This guy buys a retired police dog. It may have been his. He may have been a retired police officer himself, but he's sitting there going over a grocery list. He said milk, eggs, bread, whatever, and then the dog is just sitting there looking away, and he says cocaine, and the dog just looks, and I'm sitting there going, man, that dog could sniff out cocaine across an airport in a stripper's butt crack. Don't play games. Don't play games. There is a story I've got to tell real quick. When I managed the apartments here, we got to put on this thing one year, and we had a bunch, several kids and stuff a part of it. We had the fire police up here, fire and police, and among them, Justin was there, Petrie, Will Petrie. We had a lot of people up here, and we wanted to give a demonstration on what Drago could do. Well, Justin had recovered from, I don't know, whenever, a night or 2 or whatever before. I guess it was the night before. And he had a little bit of marijuana that he had put up in a rear tire wheel behind it in a state cruiser. And it was Petrie's. But he turned Drago loose. And I'm sitting there going, Drago, please don't come to me. I mean, I didn't have nothing on me, but I just know mistakes can happen.
Yeah.
But Drago, I mean, he went right to it, alerted right now. And I was just like, holy cow, about how specific and accurate they are and how well trained they are. And I learned really quick that when the vest goes on,
yep,
you don't pet, you don't, oh, cute little boy. No, no, you treat them with the same respect that you would any police officer. And then when the vest goes off, if they want to be petted or you want to feed them a treat, as long as their handler says, yeah, okay, then fine, I guess. But there are certain things there, but they are just amazing, amazing animals. They're simply incredible. And the guys that we've got that handles them, the men and women both, are great people. So with that being said, though, congratulations, Justin and brother. Know that we love you, we support you, and we are all behind you. We're behind all of our law enforcement. On my Facebook page now, I've got the police flag, with the blue stripes and the black on the bottom. It's anything that we can do, anything I can do for them, I'm going to do. It's that simple. So does anybody have any questions so far about any of the dolls? I want to know if Bozo acts up quite often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his mouth moves.
I told you I saw it moving earlier.
Yeah, it moves all the time. And I mean, it's shut tight. They are quite a bit alike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is Agni. This is when everybody was kind of interested in her.
Yeah. If you've missed this before, tell the story behind her.
She was purchased by a haunted dog collector. Now, the thing with a lot of these haunted dog collectors is when they get one that's actually had something attached to it, something going on inside, whatever, we don't know, they kind of don't want to keep it. This is what happened with her. She'd gotten EVPs. She'd put, because she had thought she'd heard the doll say something. She put a recorder in there and she would get the EVPs and it would say, burn. I'm going to burn. Then you, and like a growl. So
Helen Prater says, I love her. Helen, you go, girl.
Yeah.
You get down with your
when you I don't let anybody touch her because she's got really super bad vibes.
I've never.
And one doll prior to her, I had gotten human teeth out of. This doll had a couple of teeth put inside her. Now, there's different reasons for this. I've looked into it. I know why it was done. I know what somebody was attempting to do. Anyway, all those were removed. All that's under, under the rug now. But this lady, even her grandkids, would have nightmares of the doll. And these kids aren't afraid of anything. It's like she told me, they're not afraid of anything. I mean, I love voodoo things, from New Orleans, and that's where she came from, and this and that. And the EVPs that she sent me were horrible. They were horrifying. But she eventually got to the point where she did not want to keep the doll. She did not want to throw the doll away. And I do understand that. So I now have her, and this is Miss Agni. And a lot of times when we take them out for the tours and things, I warn people, she does provoke a lot of different feelings in people. And one of them has been anxiety. That you saw it firsthand at the last show. You were there. There were 2 dolls that provoked some problems. She also causes burning sensations in people's hands, in their eyes. If you're around her, you'll smell smoke. We have experienced all of this and more with this doll. So I want to give a warning before you look into this doll's eyes, anything like that. If you're a little bit creeped out about stuff like this, just look away for a few seconds. But I don't let anybody touch her. And that's been why, because of the malevolent feeling that she gives. But this is Agni.
Tina had a really good question. She said, Stacy, who is your favorite?
It's a toss up. I've got a couple ones that I just love dearly, but I think since I've had so many, I love Lars. I think he's been my little baby.
Well, you've not shown you know who my favorite is personally. You've not shown her yet, but Michelle wants to ask if you could tell us a little bit more about the teeth.
Don't know anything about the teeth.
That's an Agni, yeah.
Don't know anything about who made her. I have no idea. All of that. But she still has her little. You can feel her hair. It still feels burnt. She has all these little rows of teeth in here. But
can you bring her a little closer to the camera, Stace?
Yeah.
So we can see them. Yeah. There you go. Now you guys are getting a good look at her. That's what she looks like. Now, I completely get Lloyd being freaked out about that one. I do.
Yeah,
it gives me.
He doesn't have anything to say because last time he joked about her, then he had car trouble the next day, and I'm talking about extensive car problems.
Yeah, did he ever get
other things?
I don't know that he's got it fixed yet, had he? No. You know what, the Jeep?
No, the Prius is that's Prius. What she calls the Prius to break down. That's exactly what
Michelle said that she was actually talking about putting human teeth in dolls. Why would people do that? I mean,
for different reasons. A lot of it will go back to some voodoo, casting spells, doing just there are different kinds of spells if you have different body parts and different things like that. I have found some crazy stuff in these haunted dolls that I've received. I have found needles. I have found needles with cloth and blood, dried blood, hair, eyelashes, fingernails, teeth. I'm telling you guys, the list goes on. And the things that I haven't told you about, really, I found some really horrifying things in these dolls. So if there are ones that we don't let anybody touch or they're put back behind glass or I have them, that's for your protection. I wouldn't want to go into one of these tours and, have the love for them that I do. I love haunted things. And, of course, I'm inquisitive about all this stuff. I wouldn't want to go in there unknowingly and touch one of those things or do something like that. I just wouldn't take a chance. Would not want myself. So I wouldn't let anybody else.
No. I mean, in school, a lot of people call you the ghost girl.
Yeah, they'll come up and they'll say, "Oh, I want to hold her. Oh, let me touch her. Let me hold her."
No,
there are a couple dolls that I will let people hold, like Gabe, for instance. He's a very good, but there are also ones that I will not let anybody touch because I don't want to take a chance.
Well, let's be clear about this too. It's not necessarily the dolls, but theoretically speaking, it's what's embedded in the molecular structure of the dolls.
Exactly.
So the dolls are the dolls. But
People could have thrown them in the garbage. People could have thrown a lot of these away. There's a reason I have them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, that's the same reason why you don't want to take a Ouija board and burn it or throw it in the garbage or something like that. It needs to be disposed of in the right way, because whatever is or could be attached to it, you're not getting rid of it. You're turning it loose.
It's always a good idea to do things the right way.
Some of them could have been buried and reappear.
Yeah. You're talking about the bear.
How does that happen, folks? How does that happen? There's
no logical
really
happens.
It really happens. Things like this happen. Bad things.
Yeah. Now, my favorite one, is the blonde one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you get her for me?
Yeah.
She's one of my favorites. It's between her and Jenny, and I can't even remember the blonde one's name half the time.
Yeah. Well, when she came here, they had like 3 names: Cecilia, Elsa, something. It was her last name.
Elsa, that's it.
So we just call her Elsa, or we'll say Sissy all the time. Let me go over here and grab her out of the trunk.
Lloyd, are you touching one of the dolls again?
He's about ready to hold Reagan, I think.
He's about ready not to.
You say that. Your eyes say no, but your lips say yes.
My actions are seen go across the room.
There she is.
She is. Look at her little handmade socks.
Mm-hmm.
Want to talk about precious? Look at her.
Mm-hmm. I just think she's, like I said, she reminds me of just a little kid, a little child. And she kind of reminds me of you when you were a tiny thing. Yeah.
She acts like me.
Meaner than a snake.
Only if you push her. I mean, you don't walk into a cave with a switch and try to go bear hunting.
That's right.
Yeah. Wedding at the meet and greet, Lloyd, is what Tina wants to know.
Oh, yeah.
And Michelle's like, what's wrong, Lloyd? Michelle knows, see? I mean, you guys see her stuff. I know. She is beautiful, isn't she? Yes.
Yes.
Brenda says, I've witnessed several of your dolls move during your lives before.
Yes.
Things like that don't freak me out. But the doll before this one, I covered her face on my screen when you showed her.
Absolutely do that. Absolutely.
I get that. I completely understand that. I do.
Always.
These things can, you never think it's real until it is.
I mean, honestly, I started out doing this lightheartedly because it was just something I wanted to do, and I'd always had an interest in it. So I started taking haunted objects. Then when I started doing this and I started actually seeing things, and I'm like, no, I didn't really see that. Then I put up a camera and I'm like, 2 days later, yeah, I really saw that, and it happened again.
Mm-hmm.
It's people that don't believe in ghosts and don't believe in that. That's fine. That's fine. Because let me tell you about it. When you finally do see something, whatever it is, or whenever that does happen, it just destroys your day.
It will definitely make you think differently about things.
It destroys your day. She was known to pull hair. She would pull all the hair of the kids, and this doll goes back to, I think they'd had her since the 30s in the family.
Was you addressing the question Charles asked?
I didn't even. I haven't even.
Okay, because he asked, and I think it's a good question. Do you have any that fight, but not physically, but just like, it's I suppose, and if you don't care, Charles, you can message on here and clarify it. But any that just put up a fight from being there, any that just don't want to be anywhere around the others or anything like that.
Seems like we did have problems all the time about one that would push the other ones down.
That could be.
Yeah, I can't remember right off the bat, but I think Edmund. We had to move him a couple of times because we would come back in and the dolls would be pushed face down.
Yeah.
And I'll show you Edmund. But yeah, he's the only one that's ever really did anything like
Thank you
out
all.
of the ordinary.
This is fun. This is great.
I know you're enjoying yourself.
Now try not to get too excited, Peanut. The night's only starting. We don't want you to get overwhelmed too quickly. So
Too late.
Jessica had a pretty good question. She said that she'd or not actually a comment. She said that she'd like to know more about the origins of Agni from what you've talked about and about how you got her. Like when you get these dolls in, do they like have a return address or?
Some do, some don't. Some people will call me and ask me and talk to me about it, and I'll talk to some people.
People drop them off on your doorstep. I've seen that happen.
Absolutely, I've had that happen too. But yeah, they'll contact me. I've been doing this stuff for years and years, over 25 years, and so people know either I've met them along the way, or they just said, "Hey, I heard you did this," or "I've heard that," or "Got your name here or there." But they'll contact me and ask me about it first, and then we'll figure it out. And then they either mail it or I can meet them. I've done both.
Ernestine's question is, I always wondered if they can soul jump, like enter your body, or
yeah.
shall I say their spirit can do that? And she is curious about that. So they can do that?
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder.
Oh, okay. But you've never had it happen to you?
Mm-mm. I've had things try to come into me. Yes, I have had that.
No, except if you make a comment at a doll show and then all of a sudden your car breaks down and you have to call AAA to get a ride home.
And Agni came from New Orleans. That's where she came. That's where she was made. That's where she came from. It's where the lady purchased her or ordered her made or purchased her. She really didn't clarify any of that. She just sent me pictures in the story.
Mass media has shown that's a hot spot for the practice.
Yeah. She did not know. I will say this. She did not know about any of the things that were put inside of this doll. She had no idea.
The thing about, and Kayla says that Annabelle can do that, supposedly. Annabelle can do a lot of things. That's exactly why Ed and Lorraine had her locked up like they did.
It's always
I don't know if this is
true.
Chances. I don't know if this is true, but I was told that they let her out of the case. That Tony let her out of the case.
Yeah.
Which was her son-in-law. Yeah. And I don't know that that's true. But Ed was very specific about what had a hold of that doll. And it had never been a human spirit. And that only leaves one other kind.
Yep.
And it's not the kind you want to go playing with.
Mm-mm.
She looks innocent. She looks like a Raggedy Ann doll. The thing that you saw in The Conjuring and the movies and all that.
That's not Annabelle.
That's not Annabelle. Annabelle looks... The devil will never knock on your door wearing horns or, having horns on a tail and a pitchfork.
Right.
He's going to look like everything that you've ever wanted. So with that being said, Annabelle looks like a great big Raggedy Ann doll.
That's what she was. Ugly.
Let me tell you, that doll was evil incarnate. So, caused that we know of.
Yep.
What, 2 deaths? 3?
Yep.
Got on the motorcycle, almost killed the priest in a car.
Wrecked Ed.
Yeah. So there was 2 or 3 there that I know, and there probably more. Not to mention the hell that wrecked loose on this, on people. But yeah, allegedly Annabelle could do. Yeah, I mean that doll could have done all that stuff too. And I mean, I don't know. Do you know if Tony actually let her out of the case? That
I would highly doubt. I just don't see it happening.
I don't, because Ed followed them very closely and worked with them.
Well, that's his son-in-law, and he's not known for years since he has gotten Annabelle that he wouldn't let her
since he got together with Judy, he knew that they were.
He knew better. So
yeah.
Now he's been opening up there. He's been opening it up and letting people come in and do investigations there. He's been doing that for probably 6 months now.
I suppose.
He's
I
been
do know
come in there.
closed it down, but yeah, I can see where they would do that. Yeah,
Yeah, he's opened it back up. You know, it's.
probably have to sign
I
a
don't
waiver.
blame him. I would want everybody to see their work.
Yeah, I would just make sure that, hey, look, don't touch
All
anything.
your rules.
Yeah, exactly. And Ed's rule was very specific about that. Don't touch anything.
Yep.
Nothing.
They take her out to clean her or change her case to take her traveling. There's a priest right there.
Yep, because it was that powerful. She's that powerful. Or whatever's in there.
Yep. Better not to take any chances. Lock
Mm-mm.
'em up.
No. I'll say this. If she's in California, I'll be in Virginia. I'll be clear across the damn state or across the country.
I like to have her. What?
Yeah, you probably would.
I would.
You give Lloyd a coronary.
He just looked over and goes, "What?"
I told you give him a coronary. Now look, his little side gig that he's got going on with Reagan.
There's always a little, you know. There's always a little.
Want some, need some, come get some, whatever it is. But now Annabelle's a little different.
This
She
baby
will
has a
put
soft
leash
spot.
on him, and she will climb up on his back and ride him for 8 seconds. Yeehaw, cowboy. I'm going
Yeah.
to show you what 8 seconds most of the time is all about.
Oh,
Oh
God.
Lord, old Shatner's peeking through here.
Now that's another one. This is really good. Tina said it's going to take one dumb YouTube kid that'll mess it up for everyone and get himself into bad trouble. Yep,
No doubt.
no doubt.
There ain't no doubt.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what. Okay, now that's Shatner.
Yeah.
What's his claim to fame exactly?
He is a hospital baby. He is weighted. He weighs, I would say, probably close to 12, 15 pounds. I mean, he is heavy.
Hmm.
And I mean, I don't know if you can see it or not, but he is like a real baby. He's got metal skeleton inside of him, and it's weighted. His ears are open, just like a child's. I don't know if anybody can see
Nose
this. Let me
hole.
stand up here and get it.
Mouth.
You see his ears.
Yeah.
He has this little soft spot that you can feel, no problem at all.
Right.
Feel just like a baby. Nostrils, you can up in there.
Yeah.
Everything is. I mean, he feels like a real baby, and I mean, he is. I love him. He's got a little soft skin.
Mm-hmm.
But he was taken from a hospital. I guess the hospital was closing down, and one of the nurses had worked with him for so many years, like 40 years or something. They'd had these dolls, and she'd taken him home, and don't know exactly why or what was attached, but she said that she kept him, I guess, beside the bed in like a little table, and he would be leaned over on her bed. And we also heard, I'm not going to say it's true, I don't know, but she said that he had a file. He had a sharp file object like in his hand when she woke up at night. It was right in there.
Okay, that's a little disconcerting.
And so when she got up and she saw that, she immediately grabbed him, wrapped him in a garbage bag, and put him in the garage. And I get it. Anything like that ever happens, I mean, God, can you imagine? And she lived by herself too.
Yeah, that would concern me. Yeah.
There's a few other stories, but we won't get into those with him. But he is anatomically correct. But I just love him.
Well,
Yeah.
just the fact that she woke up and he was holding that file.
You know, I can just picture it when she was saying it. I'm like, oh, can you imagine getting up to, go bathroom or whatever you're doing, and you turn on your lamp and you see the doll laying there with something right into his little fist. And I mean, you know what? He can hold stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He can. So.
Well, Lloyd, the good thing with you would have been was you wouldn't have had to went to the bathroom anymore.
Amen to that, he said.
You would have done it right there on the spot. So
But, he refuses to handle him as well. He doesn't.
Lloyd, is there any of the dolls that you will handle?
I grabbed Reagan the other night.
Oh, well, of course you did, but
I didn't get any sleep that night either.
I'm sure you didn't, Peanut.
Uh,
So, yeah, it's
So, anybody want to hear Reagan's story?
yes.
oh,
And if you could hold her up really close to the camera and let people see her eyes, be warned. Now look at me. If you don't want to see something that's really going to more than likely freak you out, you might want to cover your eyes and or cover the screen. And when you're done or when we're done with it, I'll tell you that it's safe to look. Okay, those
She
are
has slits.
that does not look like the same eyes.
She has slits in her eyes,
They
and
go up and down. They
yeah, if you and she's been closing her eyes a lot lately too. I don't understand, but she has like they look like a slit, and if you see them out in the daylight, they almost look like lizard eyes.
they do.
It's hard to tell in here, but
no,
She
Tina,
has-
thanks.
I carried her in for one of the shows, and I
you
looked
can
right
see
at
the
her.
slits
And I
from back
told her
here.
head like that, and she looked like she had the lizard eyes.
She
Yeah.
does. She still. You can tell it, but you have to look super close. But this is Reagan, and her story is, try to figure out how to word this. Her owner was found unalive,
Better
and
than fried
she
chicken.
lived in a tiny house type place
Okay.
on property of her step parents.
Okay.
So the doll was in there with her. She had, I should have gotten the letter. She had fashioned her to look like the owner. She had fixed her hair, eyes, everything to look like her. Set her in a chair beside the bed and unalived herself. She was there 3 days before anybody found her. So they found notebooks, and she had written I don't know how many different types of spells, trying to dabble into bad things.
So she was messing with black magic.
She was messing with it all, satanic stuff too.
Oh.
And so we kind of went from there, had her blessed, cleaned her up a little bit, because look, you never know what's on them. When I get them, that's another thing. Have to be gloved up, mask. Whenever I open any of them up, that's how we do it. And usually I have somebody right there with us for,
Well, that was something I was going to ask. There are protocols that you follow before you handle
absolutely.
one for the first time.
Absolutely. And that is Enzo snoring. Let's see.
This is a really good, yeah. As a matter of fact, I was going to say, and we take the last 20 or 30 minutes and
Sure.
do this. Normally we're on about 90 minutes. Kayla has asked, and I quote Stacia, can you put the spirit box on the lap of the most haunted doll and let them speak?
Well, I don't have a spirit box that will fit on any of my dolls because my spirit boxes are very old and very large.
Mhm.
But what I could do,
Could you put one of the dolls on the spirit box?
we could set them right there beside of it.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, hang on, let me turn.
Whatever you think would work with that, because you're the good person there.
Are you okay? I promise you didn't move on her own.
It's all right.
He's
It's okay,
panic stricken over here because the doll moved.
It's all right, Peanut. I'll get you your NSYNC CD before you go to bed.
He's already got one.
Boys to men.
What in the world?
I don't even know that that's any better, but
I don't know. Okay, let's see what you can see.
maybe get you some Barry Manilow running in the background there.
We just looked at that big Barry man. Oh,
Uh,
LP.
I'm over there thinking Soundgarden is awesome and Black Hole Sun and all this, and Lloyd's over there looking at what was her name, the Coca Cabana. So that's
I think
okay.
I think I've got a Lawrence Welk too.
Lawrence Welk, yeah.
That's what you need.
Rock on, man. You do you, yeah.
A one and a two.
I think I'm going to unplug the computer. So let me try this, and I'm going to put it over here beside. See if we can see a little better.
Hey, Matchbox 20. I like Matchbox 20. Now I do. I like Rob Thomas. So
All right. Can y'all see the spirit box there?
yes. If you can angle the camera down just about 4 or 5 degrees, just a little bit. Just like that. That's perfect.
All right.
Ooh, okay. Now we're getting a picture of Agni, Reagan, Jenny.
Oh, I've got them all lined up.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I've got
We
them
see
all
Jenny
lined
there
up.
too. Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Let me get over here and get everything wired up. Plug in that speaker. All right. I'm also going to play this EVP and see if I can get anybody to hear it. This is Agni's EVP of her saying burn.
Okay. When did you record this?
They sent this to me whenever we got her.
Okay.
Don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah.
She's saying burn, but it's like a stretched out a little. All right. We would like to open up the spirit box. Anybody that wants to come through, anybody that's here with the dolls or any of the dolls that want to come through. You all know the routine, but you have to behave. What?
What's that?
Reagan? Said Reagan.
Not surprised.
Great.
Holy crap. Let me get this speaker over here a little closer. Did you say Reagan? I will go back again and listen to that. That was crazy. There's Agni, Reagan, Jenny. How about you, Iris? I know you're having all kinds of problems sitting up there being quiet.
Ariel.
Yep, Ariel. Can you come through for me? What was that?
Whoa.
Him too. Him too. Who are you talking about?
Tina, the spirits will push the maturity rating down. They don't care what they say and how they say it. That's why we always put a rated M at the beginning of the show. It's rated M. So it's not for kids. It's really not.
No, gosh, no. Especially after the last few times it's been coming through.
Kayla wants Lloyd to talk to him.
Grab that EMF up there. You can get around there.
Oh. Watch out, kids. What? Dead.
I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have put it beside her.
What was it that went dead?
This
Drain the batteries.
Oh.
Go on.
hang on.
Does anybody else want to come through? Anybody else have any messages for anybody? Nope. You can talk to them. Said you can talk to him.
I ain't talking to none of them. Yeah.
Does anybody want to come through and talk to us on the spirit box?
Wow, this thing's dead too.
I know I can feel you guys are draining everything.
That's crazy.
Do you have something you want to say? Now's the time to do it.
Wow. Sorry. I didn't know all this stuff was down here really next to these dolls, but everything around here is
About
dead.
6 o'clock.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he's a team player. He just doesn't want everybody to know it.
Here, put that witch on there for me if you had.
The one now?
That you're a team player.
Oh, yeah, hang on. Ooh.
I'll put it over there by the
I gotta pick up.
dolls here.
I gotta pick up his dog anyway. Lars. Here.
Oh, did he drop his dog again?
Yep.
Did that say professor or?
Did.
Him.
Yeah, pull that up for me, and that way I can put that over there on one of them. You can sit it up there in Iris's lap too.
Jenny, can you come through and say anything? Or maybe better yet, move. We can see you, Jenny. Reagan, we can see you too if you want to move.
It said she's one of yours.
One of mine.
Hey, Enzo, what's up, buddy?
Oh,
He's
I,
up. Yep, he says she's one of yours.
I claimed Jenny sometime back. I think her and Elsa, and seems like there might have been one more. Jenny always did move for me, or she gave me some kind of results. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
She did. I could ask her to
really did. That's
move
right.
something, and she would.
I'm gonna change this one out. I'm trying to speak up on that. Change that.
All predict.
Whoa.
What did I say?
I'll predict. It may have said that, or it may have said something else. Caught me off guard.
Probably called me a name.
Did you say Lloyd was a?
Do I think Summer likes the dolls? Yeah, I do, Kayla. I think that she likes some of them.
Are you dead?
Did that say call me Daddy?
Hello.
Well, hello.
Wow.
Is that you, Iris? I'm telling you, it sounds like the voice that came through on the EVP. Let me, Iris.
Yeah, and let me tell
Let me,
you.
Miss Iris. I invade. Well, it's my house.
Kayla said that
Chris
she heard
landed.
I do tricks.
Well, Chris, I did hear you. You do.
Please bless me in all this. Thank you. All right.
Never give up.
You're fine. She's been blessed.
Yeah.
How old is she?
60s.
60s. What's
Sounded
up?
like Dick. It really did, Charlie.
How you doing?
Look at them pretty teeth.
Vertical rates.
Yes, you like to eat brains.
Watch this. Watch her mouth. Guaranteed. She can move her little bottom lip. See it?
Uh-huh.
Yay.
Oh, she is so sweet and so precious. Can you tell me what this doll's name is?
She is pretty.
Here, Enzo.
Enzo's laying over here growling.
That's because Enzo's picking up on something. Yeah.
Come on, buddy. You're all
That's
right.
my guess, anyways. That Enzo doesn't do that for no reason.
He's very, very protective.
Enzo, what are you looking at?
What is it, bud?
Rock Center.
What?
Officer?
Officer. I couldn't.
Officer?
Okay. Well, that
Maybe.
makes more sense than what I thought I heard. I thought I heard Rock Center, but Raw Officer would make more sense. Yeah.
This is the doll that pinches everybody and pokes everybody with what is this? And pinches everybody. Will pinch the grandkids and also like
Awful.
sharp needle pokes.
So she's into S&M.
Yes.
She's got that whole
Oh, Ernestine, tell it,
She's a
sister.
chips, dips, chains, and whips. Yeah.
Listen, it doesn't surprise me because we have heard some raunchy
Well,
stuff.
Tina asked a good question earlier. She said, "How far would these guys push the maturity ratings?" And I was like, "You have no idea." I've heard them say things before that was like, "Oh
Yeah,
God, we're gonna get fined."
yeah. I've worried several times, like, oh my God, and I mean, we can't help it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been saying dick. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
That
I
was
heard
one.
something about that one too. Does anybody else want to come through here? Hey, if you are surrounding one of the dolls, and we know which ones of you guys are usually really active, tell me what your name is. Give me a sign that you're here. And
I'm
not a
still
bad.
waiting on Reagan. I want to see Reagan move, or Jenny.
No, we don't.
Can you see Jenny from here?
Yeah, I can see Jenny.
Okay.
I can see her from her shoulders up. Yeah.
You scoot your head.
Now, the one right there that you're closest to, Stace.
This
What-
one,
Yeah, what's her name?
that's Iris.
Iris.
That's Iris.
The virus.
Jesus, would you please be good? You're going to get it, and I mean, you ask for it every time you ask for it.
He's going to keep it up until one of them is going to wake up on him one night, and he's going to have whiskey dick for the rest of his life.
Ugh. I just pictured that.
Ooh, Kayla wants to. Will you ask the dolls to sing "Ring Around the Rosie" or a children's song they like? That would be way cool. That would be, yeah.
Can anybody sing a song for me of your favorite song?
Yeah, I got a song for him. Take him to the trash can.
Can you move one of the dolls? Move one of these 4 dolls that are right here around us if you can.
You move any one of them that we can see, just so we can see that you've moved it.
You're crazy.
I don't know. The camera keeps moving. Did you hear that singing? It sounded like a little child. So
And here we go.
Bup, bup. Move Jenny for me. She's the little one in the floor. Can you move her around for me? Or move Iris. Hush. Be a team player. You don't have to teach them. He's starting the crap again. He's over on the other side of the room. Here we go. Don't be scared. Agni loves you still. She just said you're going to learn your lesson. That's right.
I heard you.
That's right, not.
Said Chad. Hey, can you move Bozo over there for me? Move that clown for me on the wall. Can you see what? Can you see the clown, Chris, over there?
I cannot see the.
Okay, hang on. Let me move the computer.
Yeah.
Because he's moving.
Now
Now,
I can see him now. Yeah.
like this light that you guys are seeing reflecting right there in the screen over there.
Yeah.
It's just from the computer light right there. If you're seeing it over there reflecting, guys.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. It's okay.
Move Bozo again for me.
Did she just blink?
What?
Who's Bozo? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Bozo is
Ozo is
the
the
clown hanging
clown
over
that want to rub Lloyd's face and tell him he looks really pretty in jeans.
That's the one you keep moving. I've saw his hand move twice now.
Oh, God.
Why don't you move his hand so that Chris can see you? Chris is right here. He can see everything you're doing too. What is it?
You gotta chill.
You need me to go get you a jacket? Peanut.
Shot a burger.
I heard you. Kayla said she blinked. Are you talking about Iris? This one or which one? If you're talking about Iris,
Probably.
uh,
I'm sorry, but I was looking down when you called Lloyd what I think you called Lloyd. After you asked him if you wanted him to, if he wanted you to go get him a coat.
he's a little peanut butter. Iris, blink again for me.
No.
And then turn your head and look at Lloyd. Kayla said yellow bow. Yeah, it's Iris.
Iris, is it true that you bit somebody? Did you poke somebody with a pin or a needle? Can you tell me, Iris? Did you bite someone? What? Something did a trick. Who did you bite? If it matches up. Can you tell me someone that you bit? What did it say?
I don't know.
Can you tell me the name of the person you bit? So, did y'all hear that?
Mm.
Okay. That goes along with the story. Sue was her owner. Are you talking for Agni? Can you tell me what that doll's name is? Who's your favorite doll here? Something whispered. And it's still whispering right now. And it's not coming to the box. Listen. That was cool. Just says Bill. I heard Lloyd too.
Great.
It's going to be okay. Betty.
Oh, okay.
Betty.
I'm assuming you just moved the doll.
Which
you
one?
might have, Iris, that you might have touched her
I didn't touch her.
because she moved.
Okay.
Oh God.
You should. Okay, well, it may have been the computer because my elbow's on the table up here beside the computer too.
Okay, that could have been
Yeah, it could have been.
right.
Let me make sure to get her in there.
Yeah, she did, Lisa. She did.
Lisa said she moved her head. Okay.
She did.
Well,
There for a minute, I thought she was going to dance a jig.
You would have seen Lloyd run out of here.
I'm over here.
I know exactly where he at. Yep. Norman. Hemming. Okay. You see Polly, the big tall blonde. The
Yeah.
little boy against the wall, right beside of. Hand me that one over here. That's Norman. Yeah. That's the one that Caden said, Mom, I don't even want to be in the room around him. Yeah, the one against the wall with the hood on. Cat. That's the one tonight
Bless me.
that he said, Mom, I don't even want to be in the room with this doll. He said, you feel that? That's Norman. And I've been asking for him to, if he could come through and do something. This is Norman.
And Kay's got a really bad feeling about that one, huh?
Oh my gosh, my son.
And he's definitely
Norman,
not
look,
normal.
there it goes again.
Not normal.
There it goes.
You know, Jess and Greta both have seen Iris's mouth move.
I told you all, she is what I tell you before the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there is any one of the dolls that I promise that I feel something really bad, it's her.
Yeah.
Oh no!
What the hell?
I'm out.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh God.
You can't be shocked when you go looking for these things and you find them. Now, Lloyd has just very thoughtfully invested a lot of money in Charmin, and he's gone to make sure it pays off.
Lloyd, you want to come over here and pick her up for me?
No!
Hey, Norman, come on through for us tonight.
Come on.
You don't have to do it. I'll get it, honey. Don't worry about it. Come on, Iris. You want to sit up here and be a good girl and not poke anybody. Oh, gee whiz. How about that? I told you she is something else.
Yeah.
A lot of activity around her. I just wonder why that is. Huh.
You see her face? Shit, folks, I'm telling you.
Iris's?
Yeah, she's active tonight. Listen, look at this.
Oh, she is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Something with her nose, said. I don't know. Scoot the, you want to scoot the spirit box back and put her right there?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Always being attacked over here.
Lord,
It's
help me.
okay. I promise. I got you. Just sit her right there in front of that spirit box. I got the speaker over here anyway. I can have Norman up here. See what the world's going on with Norman.
Normal.
Yeah. Can you move any of the dolls again for me?
What is it?
Who's your favorite doll?
I thought I just heard my name right there.
Yeah. I always hear it. Probably at least 3 or 4 times a show.
Well, I think I hear it sometimes, but I normally don't
Yeah.
much about it because how many Chris's are there out there?
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
not.
the same way. Roselle, see you up there. Can you tell
Her
me?
mouth has a crooked smile.
Oh, she's crooked.
Mm.
Can you move the clown for me? Wow. Olive, I see you over there behind Reagan. Olive is the one, guys, that scratches the baseboards.
Mm.
She's
I
got a
remember
little
you talking about
bottle. She's right there. Yeah, she's right behind Reagan's head.
that.
She would lay and scratch the baseboards whenever her owners would go to sleep.
That's got to be a freaky sound. That's
Does anybody want to come through the spirit box for anybody that's with us here in the chat room? Who you wanting to see, Kashonda? Oh, Olive? Yes, I love my little scratchy Olive. Let's get the camera over and let me grab her. Jimmy. Sweet little girl. This is little baby Olive. This is the one that loved to scratch on the baseboards, sit there and just scratch. Can you tell me what this baby's name is? Lloyd, nobody asked you. It just repeated what you said.
he's pissed off because he used to do the same thing and it stopped after we took the liquor away from him.
Is this your favorite doll?
Tina wants to know what your opinion, Stace. What do you think scarier, seeing a ghost or seeing a doll move? Do what?
The ghosts that I've seen. Yeah, I definitely would have to say the ghost. I'm okay, Enzo. It's good.
I can agree with that. Lloyd, what do you think?
What?
What do you think would be scarier, seeing a ghost or seeing a doll move?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he answered honestly. I mean, I don't know what else anybody can ask for. So,
Well, Enzo is in between my knees and he ain't budging. If that tells you something's going on over here tonight. It's okay, buddy. The ghosts that I've seen, I don't really know. I have seen my fair share of things from the side of my vision as well. But the ghosts that I've seen, half of them, I'd say half and half, because from the majority of the first part of my life, the ghosts were always sweet. They were there to either warn me about something or to let me know, what had happened to them. Or one of the first ones I saw was an old Indian. He was a chief. I know what he was. He used to present himself to me, and he would have a black wolf headdress on top of his head. And later found out where I was living. It was on an Indian burial ground.
I'm not sure the practicing tribes, but I do know the Shawnee were prevalent around here. There was several of those, and I'm sure other tribes too. I just wonder if he was a Shawnee or
Yeah.
Still have that Indian paint over there by your mom's.
Yeah, for sure. It just, everywhere you go, it follows us around.
You were like around 6 or 7 when that happened, I think.
I was like a 4. I think about the first
so
time
you
I
were
saw him.
young girl.
First time. Nothing was scary ever.
Yeah.
But they didn't go around telling everybody that everything was built on an Indian burial ground either.
Well, that probably never came up in the topic of polite conversation back in the day. So yeah.
Then years later, I got called over to do some cases in the same area, and they started telling me the same things I saw when I was a kid. So it all clicked. Mary. Do you like Mary? We have a doll named Mary. Or do you have a message for Mary? Huge burst of energy. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? I think it said girl or Cheryl or
That's
something.
a girl.
Yeah, that was really plain.
Not sure.
Does anybody else want to come through for anybody here that's in our audience?
That's what I heard, Goldie.
Goldie's on the top shelf up there.
Oh,
Is that what you heard?
yeah.
Kashonda heard Carol. Mr. Carroll, could you come through for me? I'd love to hear from you. And Kashonda would too. Can you tell us hello? Sound like somebody was trying to talk. Somebody talked over him too. Crazy. Anybody else wants to come through before we shut them down? Sound like somebody said "love you" right there.
It did.
As a male voice, it was kind of staticky. What? Shit. Let me turn this down a little bit. I'd like to thank everybody that did come through for us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We really appreciate you doing that. Woohoo, I didn't even notice what time it was.
It does happen.
Yeah, it does.
It does happen. And Tina, you're welcome. Actually, it's not me. It's you guys. And thanks, Stace. If I can be a part of something that helps people have hope,
yeah,
or maybe see a little bit of peace, then it's worth it.
Always.
As far as being tired goes, maybe you guys get tired of hearing this. I hope you never get tired of hearing it. Jesus was tired. Look at what he did. 2,000 years later, it's still, nobody seems to apparently be able to wrap their mind around it. Few of us maybe, but even I, it goes on. Life goes on. Now tonight, the whole thing with the doll thing is to precede an announcement. Stace and I have talked about this before, and yeah, we are going to do a meet and greet. We don't know exactly when yet. It's going to happen. And I don't know exactly where at yet. I'm going to pretty much leave that up to her. And once she says, I really would like to do it here, then like any good bitch, I'm going to get on it and make it happen. Because that's what I do. She is the heart and soul of this thing. Lloyd, however, by then will probably be wed to Reagan.
No.
He's tore up not tonight. He is just
I told you.
he's tore up.
He'll have a ghost whiskey dick for like the next 2 or 3 months. Mary wants to know if I ever talked to Frances Osborne. I did briefly. Her dad went missing off the face of God's beautiful blue earth without a clue. I told her what I wanted. I've not heard back from her. What I wanted was his story and some pictures. I told her she could tell the story or she could write it out and I would tell the story. Either way. But with that being said, I can't do this all. We want to do people with missing and murdered. If you feel murdered. Now, this is really hard for me to say, but look, sometimes we lose people. It really is an accident. And just because somebody out there at some point said, well, I'd like to kill them or I'd like to do this or that, that doesn't mean they actually did it. When I hear a Kentucky State Trooper, a Tennessee Bureau of Investigator, or an Ohio investigator, or somebody like that with law enforcement say that was murder, oh, you damn right, that was murder then. Or if I feel like something is, yeah, then we will pursue it. But even then, look, when I did the story on April Pennington, I had a wealth of help from Sharon, from Tim, from Stace. I had all kinds of help from everybody. All I did was tell her story. And they were kind enough. Sharon, not once, but twice, had me in her home telling me her story. Took me into April's room. Gave my daughter April's necklace that she still has in a safe. Same thing happened with Heather Teague. We don't talk about her near enough. She went missing in the late to mid 90s. Beautiful young girl, abducted right off of a lakefront beach with somebody watching. Same thing with Amber. Debbie and Missy invited me. Well, Debbie invited me into her home. Of course, Missy was there and treated me like I was one of their own. I don't necessarily have to come to your home. I got this little, hang on here just a second. I'm going to shift this thing around. I got this little thing right here. I can connect that sucker right into a phone. As you can see, the number's bouncing right now. And I can make our call a recorded call with your permission. And you can tell the story or you can write it out in Word format, like Stace does for me on several of these, and email it to me. That's how Stace did it. I think it was in Word format when she transcribes one of the videos. Now, what do you get for that? Well, you get the video. You get it played on here. You get to play it on your website, and you get to share it with other people. And the more it gets out there like that, the more likely you are to get some kind of answers at some point from someone. I don't know who. I can't make any guarantees except that we will do the very best we can. But I can't do it all on my own. I got to have help. Because nobody knows your loved one's stories like you do. Nobody. Nobody can tell you about my mom and dad like I can. Nobody can tell you about Ollie like the people that loved him can. His mom, his family, his friends, the men and women he worked with. Candy Green, that's another one. I'd love to tell her story.
Oh, yeah.
And even though we know what happened, even at that point, what's wrong with keeping their memory alive? Unless it's just too painful. And even then, keep it as a keepsake. We should never forget who we are, so we never lose track of where we're going. And we never forget who helped us get to who we are, because those are the people who made us who we are. Honey, I got to say, great job tonight.
Thank you. You too.
I did nothing but sit here and push buttons and tease Lloyd, which both come pretty easy to me. I mean, honestly. So next week, he's not going to be Peanut. He's going to be Honey Badger.
All right.
We're going to call him Honey Badger. And we're going to have a whole new group of AI photos to show. And this is going to be happening while he's having a lovely garden party, and not everyone's going to be invited. So you can tell it's getting late. Yeah, and I've still got stuff to do. So, but I cannot thank you guys for being here enough tonight. Really, you guys are awesome. I hope that you did enjoy the show tonight. Where did the little doll down in the floor to your right that has the black face come from? Okay, Greta must just be joining us. That is Agni. She came from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Stace suspects at some point she was used in the practice of voodoo. If that's the one you're talking about, Greta. Yeah, she is. I'll tell you what you guys can. There is something that you guys can do for me. Next week, week after, et cetera, bring some friends with you. Tell them to tune in.
This the one you were talking about?
I'm
I
assuming
think this is a little one
that's Agni, yeah. Bring some people with you. Have them tune in and watch this. That would be great. More.
introduce the dolls and show them. We've done that several times. We did that earlier tonight too. We showed a few of them tonight.
Well, this is one of the benefits of having new people come in. So, but you know, one of the things that we'd like to talk about is when we do a meet and greet, these dolls are there.
Whoa, God!
What happened? What happened, Stace?
Hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. Nope, nope, I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. Oh, no.
She's moving.
Who's she? Agni?
No, Iris is moving.
Oh. Maybe instead of Honey Badger next week, we'll just call him the JJ.
Wow.
How much did she
Call
move?
me out of here.
Okay, Ada. See you. How much did she move? Quite a bit.
It was enough to catch my eye when I was looking at you all. It was enough to catch my eye, and he was sitting right there and saw it too. Did you all see it?
I didn't. I missed it. She wants to see us again, according to Osi. I'll rewatch
It never fails, Osi, I swear.
Rewatch the live and let us know.
These turkeys.
Next Wednesday, 9:00.
Yeah, show him a picture of me where I am.
He knows where you are. He's by the door.
Oh, I guarantee it. Jess said that she saw it. Jessica said that she saw it. Yeah. This is what I tell people. Because people look at me like, and you don't get surprised? No.
Ayla's seen it.
If you go looking for this, don't be shocked when you get it. So a ghost could open up his door right now.
Yep.
I've got something with me that's more powerful than any of them.
Yep.
I've got the power of God.
Yep.
He's watching over me. And he knows that I'm not doing this to make $1.
Did you see it come back?
I'm doing this to try to show people that there is something after this life, and the people that you miss so much and that you love so dearly, you will see again. We'll talk more about that next week. Stace, thank you so much, baby. I love you.
Thank you. Love you. Love you guys.
Get Lloyd, and I don't know. There he is. Are you okay, Sugar Tits?
No.
All right. That's what I thought. Pet Enzo for me too, and tell my Faith I love her.
I'll do it.
I love her dearly, and I miss her something fierce, and I hope to talk to her soon. With that being said, you guys have a good night. May God bless and keep you safe. May his face smile upon you. And until next week, stay mysterious.